If you are interested in starting your own podcast, we use Buzzsprout because it is simple and easy to use. Buzzsprout can get your show listed on every major platform while giving you the resources for a great podcast website, audio players that can drop into other websites, detailed analytics to see how people are listening to your podcast, and tools to promote your episodes. Podcasting isn't hard when you have the right partners, and that is why over 100,000 podcasters are already subscribed to Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world. Following the link in our episode descriptions lets Buzzsprout know that we sent you. So in return, you will receive a $20 Amazon gift card from Buzzsprout while signing up for a paid plan. Most importantly, every subscription through our link is always appreciated and helps support our show so we can continue delivering the quality content that you guys listen to. That being said, back to the show.
Hello and welcome to Comic Book Junkies. I'm Andrew.
This is Joe.
And this week we have a special guest. We mentioned it on the last episode that we were working on getting somebody onto the pod. And after a long wait, we finally got him here. My uncle Ted, owner of Ted's Custom Gumball Machines. If you've seen him on Instagram, Facebook, or if you're in the Michigan area, if you've seen him at any shows, you know, he's a big get for our pod. We've been waiting to talk to him for a while. And we're going to kind of dive into a few different things. So probably mostly just be dudes shooting the shit. But, you know, we'll kind of dig in on his background, what he likes about comics, you know. We're going to learn a bit about Ted.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we've already had my family on. Burger and I come from a strong lineage of comic book people. So it's Burger's time to bring a guest on. And Ted, happy to have you.
Oh, I'm glad you guys are having me. Are you kidding? This is awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
This is going to be a good time. I'm not going to lie. I love listening to you guys. I've listened to, I think, every episode you guys have so far, and I love them.
That's dedication. We appreciate that.
No, seriously, I love them. You guys, I'm not going to lie. You maybe screw up a couple lawns as I was out working. So you guys got to come out and help fix them next season. So just throwing that out there right now.
I'll help you fix up some yards, Ted. Well, I don't know where you guys want to start. So I had a question, I guess, to begin. How and when did you start collecting comic books?
Oh, for Pete's sake, you're going to make me tell my age, aren't you? I started collecting comics. It would have been late 70s, early 80s. You wouldn't know by looking at me. I had a hard time reading.
good thing they're picture books.
No kidding. It was almost Braille, if you will. So my mom, she kind of picked up a comic book off one of the old spinner racks from back in the day, and it happened to be a Spider-Man book, and that kind of helped me to enjoy reading, and that's kind of where it started from. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell, and I just fell in love with them.
I feel like that's cool, though. Like, you know, people hear about picking books off the spinner racks. Like, kids don't get to do that nowadays. Why do you think that's like maybe a reason why kids don't read them as much?
I think a lot of it is that. I mean, there is not we used to get comic books. They were everywhere. They were at Kroger's. They were at Chatham's, Great Scott's. They were at all these stores just on a spinner rack. Now, where are they? You have to go to a comic book store. Where are the comic book stores? What, there's 3 in this area now? Where do they all go? There is no outlet to really get them as there used to be. So it is sad.
Yeah, I'm with you. Now, kind of piggybacking off that, you said, sorry if I misheard, did you say Spider-Man was the first book that you got?
Amazing Spider-Man, yep.
Now, is he your favorite character, would you say?
By far, my favorite character, yes.
By far?
By far.
Who's second?
Oh, goodness. Probably Iron Man.
Iron Man number 2?
Iron Man number 2, yeah.
That's a cool choice.
Yeah.
Now, do you like Iron Man more than G.I. Joe?
Ooh. No, G.I. Joe would definitely be more than Iron Man, but the difference is the G.I. Joe comic book, although it was cool, it was more military oriented, so it wasn't like the fantasy books as in the heroes. So it wasn't the same. So it was still cool, but it just wasn't the same.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't read any of the G.I. Joe books, but like, how about G.I. Joe?
They're fun. They're cool.
They are. Well, are they as good as the TV show?
TV show. They're talking about the movies. They suck ass. No, I don't recommend anyone watching those. I'm sorry, but no, the cartoon series. I'm a nerd, man. I was a nerd before nerds were cool. So come on. I mean, those were fun. It was good times. That's all we had back then. You know. So, but.
Going back to your mom getting you that book, I hear a lot of like parents like at that time like throwing away their kids' comic books. I don't really hear too often that they're buying them for their kids. Do you remember what issue of Spider-Man she brought home?
It was right around 180-ish. It was right around there.
Okay.
That's pretty much where it started. But yeah, I want to say 180, 181, right around there. It was the 80s. I remember that instinctively. I don't know why.
Kind of around the tail end of like the Bronze Age type stuff.
Yep.
Now, I guess I never put two and two together. Is that why you like the Bronze Age so much? Because a lot of when I talk to you and you get pickups, so I mean, you do grab some Silver Age and you grab a little bit of everything, but you seem pretty heavy into like the Bronze Age as well.
The Bronze Age at that time, that was it. I mean, you were picking up bronze. It was just they were everywhere at the time. Silver for us back in the day, I mean, we didn't have a whole lot of money, so to get a Silver Age book, $20, $10. That was a lot of money.
I wish it was.
I wish it was now. Yeah, right. Sure. We'd have every book there is. It just wasn't like that. So, I mean, if you had, a buck that you got for allowance or clean up someone's lawn, you were able to go out and buy 2 comic books. You were happy as a pig and shit. This is awesome. It's just how it was.
Now, do you like how comic collecting has changed? Like,
no, I can't stand it.
No,
it irritates me to no end. I'm a purist, if you will.
Yep.
I have to have one till it ends. I'm really bad when it comes to that. I want them raw. I don't want them slabbed.
Damn straight.
I just don't care about that crap. Some people do, and I respect them for that.
I don't. We're raw dogs.
It's for the insecure collectors.
Joe, you hit it. I think it is. It's insecure. It's I feel there's something wrong if I don't have it graded and encapsulated in plastic. There's something wrong with me. Yeah, you're an ass. Just get it raw so you can read it occasionally. Stupid asses. But again, it's if it's what they want, I mean, more power to them. It's just not me. I want the book raw. I want it as clean as possible. That's just me.
Yeah. Do you want to watch porn, or do you want a real woman? You know what I'm saying?
What do you know?
Can you touch it? Can you feel it? Or do you want to just look at it? You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I want every emotion.
There's a place for both.
I don't know. I mean, maybe there is, but it's just not my style. I don't dig it.
Sure. Yeah, there's something to be said about like issue 1 of a series. I feel like with all this like key collecting comics and people looking for first appearances, like people are kind of sleeping on whether it's like issue 1 or like the introduction of certain artists, writers, storylines.
No, I can see that. We'll take an old trip back in time. Right after McFarlane, when he stopped doing his stuff with Spider-Man and they formed Image, I mean, you had Eric Larson come on. I tell you what, if someone really wasn't reading it, they would have missed out on a lot of really cool stories from him from that time frame. And again, if someone, I only want a key of this. Well, if it's not 300 for his Venom, how dare you? Really, is it 299? Come on, let's be honest. I mean, it's just that debate on a key collector or someone just wanting everything from one till it ends,
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of how we are, because we do collect keys, but at the same time, we're not doing it to flip or like to sell. It's to accumulate the cool characters, like shit that's cool. We were just talking with Gary up at the corner. He was saying the same thing, more or less. He's just like, people just are buying stuff to flip it. And he's like, obviously it's coming down too. He's with you that prices are bound to come down and that they are coming down. And thank God, because like true collectors can finally start getting cool shit again without an arm and a leg.
It's a sigh of relief for me. I can actually get some of the books that I need to fill in my gaps. Finally, Yeah,
you've been warning me for months now. I talked to you about books and you're like, just wait.
Just wait.
The dip's coming. We'll wait. Just get everything and buy it then. And sure as shit, months later, it's starting to finally trend down. You can see it.
Yeah, it sure is.
Well, you've mentioned Spider-Man, G.I. Joe, Iron Man. Are you exclusively Marvel, or do you dabble with some DC stuff?
I'm not. I get some DC stuff. You got to remember back in the day, you couldn't walk into school with the Trapper Keeper of Spider-Man. You'd get your ass beat. So again, we were nerds before it was cool in our neck of the woods. Even though there was so many comic stores around. You had Readers, Comic Archives. You had Classic Movie and Comics. There was so many cool places back in the day, but you really couldn't show your hand. So again, if you were Marvel and you had friends in your circle that were reading comics, and if they found out you were reading Batman, they'd want to beat your ass. So it was just a weird time for us. I mean, if you read Spider-Man and you maybe picked up occasional Batman, you were okay. But if you said, I'm reading The Flash too, nope, you're out. Get out. Oh, it was a weird time. You just didn't do it. You were either one or the other. There was no, both. It just didn't happen. Now, all of a sudden, now it's cool. Just get whatever you want, which it is cool. I mean, if it's nice and you like reading it, well, then have at it. Why not?
Wow, that was very progressive of you. But
well, it are the times. Oh, come on.
you could read whatever you want nowadays. Who cares?
It doesn't matter now. Yeah.
Don't tell your priest. But
I won't tell him.
But we've kind of been jumping around on a lot of different things here. We've been talking about collecting, what you buy. I have a feeling that this one will kind of tie in, like, what's on your want list for keys, just runs, like whatever you like that's comics, toys even. We know that you dabble in that. Anything that you've got on like your radar that you think is like a personal thing, or hell, even if you wanted to say you wanted to flip something, like what do you got like a good like hunch on, like a gut feel for books? Like what are you looking for?
Right now, I got to get my Amazing Spider-Man 14. I've got that one's. I've been trying to get that book back for a while now, and I really got to get that one back.
Is this one of the you flipped one of those back?
Don't get me started.
So you kept the Mysterio over the Green Goblin.
Yes, yeah. Shit. Here we go. Yes, I did. I used to buy and sell comics and toys for years. A buddy of mine, Rob Kelly. That's all we did. And I got to the point where my books I wanted in pristine condition as possible. So I flipped and just sold. Holy cow. Amazing Spider-Man 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. I mean, almost all those. I flipped them all almost at once. And this is prior to Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movie come on. It was prior to all that. So I got some money. Don't get me wrong, but not if I would have kept them.
Right.
And I really regret it. Just trying to get those books back now. All of them has just been really hard. So I don't know. I kicked myself in the ass. I'm an ass.
I mean, how are you supposed to know that?
You're not. I got to that phase where I want him as nice as possible. And I should have just said, okay, it's better to have one messed up and not have it than I just wasn't thinking that way at the time. And I just thought I was going to flip it and get it back in 3 weeks and in better condition. Yeah, it never happened.
I've been there. I did that with the Hulk 180. It doesn't happen like that.
It doesn't happen. Then you get married, then you got kids, and then, there is no spare money for comics. You know what happens. It's going to happen to you guys one day. So get them now. Get your books now before it's too late.
For all of you listening.
Sage advice.
Or wear a condom. It's just something.
Hell yeah.
Funny.
Too much.
So how's business going with the gumball machines? I see you were at Comic-Con recently.
Yeah,
you were just at
Yep. I was at Comic-Con. I was at my buddy's shop out in Utica. I do okay. I do better at the horror conventions.
Mm-hmm. We saw you there.
Yeah, I do.
Those are fun.
We have a really good time at those. It's a lot of fun. So, I mean, I like it. It's fun. Have a good time doing it. People are buying them. When they stop buying them, then I'll stop doing it. Until then, I'm just going to continue.
Damn straight. Have you flipped any of your proceeds from it into any books yet?
Yeah, I hope the wife doesn't listen to this. Yeah. Yeah. I wonder getting the first Pepper Potts and Happy Hogan. That was Till Spence, 45.
Yeah.
I picked that one up. And that was
nice.
That was a decent book. And not too long ago, I wound up getting the first appearance of Hawkeye. And that was a decent one too.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. There you go. Those early Tales books are really cool. I've started grabbing a few. I mean, not that early, like Tales of Suspense. I got more like the lower level stuff, like Silver Age Red Skulls and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind a Hawkeye though. Now, do you like Hawkeye more than Green Arrow?
To me, they're both about the same. They shoot arrows. I mean,
good one.
What are you going to get out of them, man? They shoot arrows. I mean, I don't know. To me, honestly, they're about the same. I mean, they're in coolness level. They're about the same to me. I can't really differentiate the two.
Sure.
Interesting. I mean, they're pretty close, but I lean a Green Arrow guy myself.
There's nothing wrong with that. You like green. I don't know.
It's a color scheme thing.
Now, another question. I'm not familiar with the toy market at all. What kind of got you into that? And do you still collect toys?
Oh, for Pete's sake. I've not stopped collecting toys nor comics. It is a disease. It's a disease. I've probably been better off if I was smoking crack. I'd probably
we
be
all
better
pick our
off.
poison.
No, I still get to my toys. Again, back in the day, we didn't have the internet. You didn't have cell phones. Our entertainment was you bought some toys, you got some comic books. That was our entertainment. You played outside to the streetlights come on. That's what we did. And unlike my other friends at the time, which was only like 6, I just never stopped. And I always kept mine. I mean, obviously our parents bought us toys and comics, but they didn't buy us that much. So we had to work for our stuff. So when I got them, you didn't ruin them. You kept them. And I kept all mine. And then, you find it down the road, oh, wow, this $3 figure is now worth $3,000.
Right.
And then you pick up more. And then before you know it, I got a house that's full of those and comic books. I'm ready for a new house.
Doesn't sound like a bad problem though.
No, it's not. It's not. But just running out of room. That's the problem now.
So do you keep all that stuff in its original packaging, or do you display it?
Oh no, like my comics, they're in pristine. If they're out of the package, then it's not a toy. It's no longer collectible. I mean, I've got some that are out of the package, don't get me wrong, but I've got a lot that are in the cards. I got a lot of money tied up in that. A whole lot.
And I know Star Wars was like pretty classic to collect as far as like action figures go and stuff like that. Where's your bread and butter?
G.I. Joe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, G.I. Joe. No question, G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I've been out with you and we've looked for G.I. Joe stuff, specifically out in Berkeley.
Yeah, out in the trenches.
Oh, this guy's great. So let's just say he's
We're gonna have to make a road trip, the three of us. How's that? We'll make a road trip. You'll never forget it, Joe. You'll never forget it.
Yeah.
Like, why did you guys invite me with this dude?
Yeah.
I love that.
At that, don't go to Berkeley with us. He'll fuck with you, dude. I had some weird guy like Rain Man, like, bothering me about like what the first appearance of like She-Hulk was. And I was like, bro, leave me alone. And he told him I wanted to get like a tattoo or something. And then he walked away, and this guy's bothering me. And that's after this, he's looking for a G.I. Joe. I think like the box was open or something on it. It was up on the top shelf, and this guy has like no certifications to be on a ladder, even a step stool. And he goes up there, he pulls it down, he looks at it, and he's just like, yeah, no, I think I'm good or whatever.
Yeah.
And
your toy sucks. Get out of here.
The best part is this guy goes back up after he barely gets down, and he starts like shoving it up there. And then you hear something fall, and it goes doink, and you hear some lady go, ugh.
Bonk some poor lady the next aisle over, just hit her square in the damn head. The store's getting sued.
It's hilarious.
Oh, it's too much. It's too much.
There's always something fucked up going on at that store. That guy still hangs out there, even though it changed owners.
I heard it changed owners. I haven't been out there. It's been a while since I've been out there.
Yeah, that guy just comes with the lease.
You got to come here on Tuesday when you get the good deal.
Let's buy online.
Oh, for Pete's sakes, you guys are too much.
It's stupid, but here's a question for you. What do you think is like the biggest or like best book that you found like in a bin somewhere?
Oh, just in a random bin,
or like out in the wild, just anywhere, like just what's something that you found that you couldn't believe you found?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be the first Thanos.
Yeah.
Iron Man 55.
What's the story behind that?
So my cousin's dating this guy, nice enough guy, got nothing against him. So he calls me up one day and says, hey man, I got some comics. You might want to check them out. I'm selling them, getting rid of them. I picked them up. So I go over there with the wife. We're looking through them, and I'm like, I'm really good at composure. So I've been doing this for so many years, buying and selling. So I'm flipping through them, and I see them like, oh my gosh, inside I'm like, this guy's a moron. I'm gonna rip him off. I'm like trying to hold it in, trying to be cool about it. But then he had a bunch of stupid stuff. I mean, a bunch of like Star Trek, The Next Generation, and just some stuff he used to start fires with, just killing. It's like no one's even gonna use this to wipe their ass with. But whatever, I'm gonna act like it's the best thing ever read and ever saw it. So I wound up getting them all. It was like $50-$60 for all of them. So my wife's like, you got to get them a little bit more. You're ripping them off somehow. I don't know what you're talking about, honey. I don't know what you're talking about. I think I gave him $80 and like, here you go, But again, I didn't rip him off. He was happy with his $80.
He was happy.
He was.
He's happy. You're happy.
He's happy. Again, that's if everyone in that party is happy, then why not?
I agree.
Why not?
It's the beauty of collecting.
That's
right. It's the fun of it, because you can make stories like that. Like there was a time I was dating a girl and we went to her uncle's house, and her uncle had a collection, but he had passed. And so I'm talking to her aunt, and she's like, yeah, are these worth anything? This was his collection. Iron Man issue 1, Submariner issue 1, like all that Marvel premiere stuff. And I wasn't as cool as you back then. My hands were a little shaky. I knew that they were good books, and I'm like, oh, I can't really afford these. But my biggest regret's not saying like, oh, they're pretty beat up and old. Why not $50 for the whole thing? So I get it. I've been there.
No, I've always been used to go to the flea market with my grandpa. Hell, when I was 4 years old, before he could walk, he's taking me to flea markets, Middle Belt and the Red Barn. You guys know what the Red Barn is, but
Oh yeah.
I learned that poker face and how to deal with that at an early age. So he would take us to flea market out there, and the Red Barn was off on Pennsylvania. And I took my buddy out there with me one time, and this lady, she must have had 15, 20 long boxes just full of comics. We're flipping through them. They were 25 cents a piece. And believe it or not, that was expensive in, 1984, 85 for a kid, 25 cents a book, at a flea market, that was a lot of money. But in that, there were so many books, man. 129 Spider-Man, First Punisher, you name it was in this box. We wound up getting almost all of them. I think my grandpa come over, just give them books to the kids for $20 and shut up, old hag. Just take the money and shut up. So we used to get so many good deals back in the day, man. Cripes. But I think 55, that was probably
that's for the per book valuation of 50 cents.
That was just before they introduced him in the MCU too.
Yes.
Oh, that was kind of recent.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, this wasn't that long.
This was like a way back.
What, Andrew? What?
3 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. That's all.
Get respect for that. That's cool.
Hope he still talk to me if he hears this. He will.
I hope so. But didn't you also get a good deal on a first appearance of Blade, the Tomb of Dracula 10? You got the Monroe Con.
That was at Monroe Comic Con. Yeah. I've known this guy just in different circuits. I mean, obviously I don't really know him that well, but I know him enough that, you see him around. And so I picked it up and him hawing around and it's got this, it's got that. And it's hard to do that with fellow vendors, fellow people. I mean, they know what the book's worth.
Mm-hmm.
You can only go down so much. And I got it for almost nothing. I think it was $150 or something like that. And that thing was super clean. So I'm walking out and Andrew's walking in. Hey, he's like, did you get anything? I'm kind of late. Well, I got this. I'm not even going in. This show's going to suck. You got everything good anyways. He was all mad, but it was nice. It was nice. But I think it was clean too, man.
Yeah, I know.
Clean.
It's like, think about how much that's going for now.
Oh, that's crazy.
God.
Hell, half them bucks just went through the roof, man. But they're coming down. They're coming down.
They are.
No worries. They're coming down.
I don't know. They are coming down, but all that like Tomb of Dracula, Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight, all that kind of stuff, even more recently, Man Thing, it's kind of not niche, but like there's like a group of people that are always going to pay top dollar for that stuff.
Yeah, they're like cult classic books.
It's not just cult classic. I mean, it is cult classic, but however, going back to what you said earlier, Andrew, about the Bronze Age, I'm really fond of. A lot of them Bronze books, they weren't mass produced like some other books. And then to get them in good condition, I mean, that's kind of where people stop reading comics to some extent. Silver Age was kind of on its out. Bronze books come in, no one's really reading them. I mean, you had the gas crisis, all the stuff going on in the world. So, there'd be 3 of them sitting on the spinner rack. No, they never went anywhere, and that's all there was. So bronze books, if you can find them and they're clean, buy them. I don't care what it is, buy them, because they will come at their own. As you said, there's a specialty market for those, and someone will always want to pay that money for those. And then whatever comes in his own next movie they come out or on Disney or whatever have you, you never know. You just never know.
Yeah. Speaking of movies, do you have a favorite comic movie?
I don't know. I'm going to have to go with probably the first Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire.
Nice.
I think it was a well done movie.
Yeah, it was.
Not a fan of the inorganic webs, but that's just me. That's just me. What about you, Joe?
Favorite comic book movie?
Yeah.
Caught him off guard.
I know.
Yeah,
Put him
I
on the
wasn't
spot.
expecting
Sorry.
the question. Yeah,
This is your guys' show. Tell me.
maybe the first Batman movie in that Nolan trilogy.
Batman
Everybody
Begins?
likes
Batman
the
Begins?
second one just because of Heath Ledger and everything, but I felt like the first one was very comic book accurate. I thought it was just, I don't know, it just seemed most identical to like what I would be reading. So I'd have to go with the
that was a
first
great
one.
movie. That was a great movie.
Yeah, I'm probably with you on that. I don't really know what else I could pick like over that, really. I mean, there's been good movies. I just don't know. Like, are you tired of the movies at like this point yet? Or
I am.
You are?
I'm burnt out. I'm burnt out.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm just to that point. I mean, enough's already. And if you're going to do it right. Just quit putting them out there to put them out there.
It's not for us.
It's not for us.
Yeah.
Not anymore. They want the mainstream people to watch it and enjoy it, but it doesn't sell books, and I don't even know that it's about that anymore. So it's just, I don't even know what it's for at this point.
No, I wish I could argue with you guys, but it's true. It's just not. I don't think they've really made a movie for an actual comic book fan in quite some time. I'm sorry.
Did you see Black Adam?
I did not.
What about it?
For real comic fans, The Rock.
Yeah, no, The Rock, the same character and everything he's been in. No, I'm not digging it.
Did you see Werewolf by Night yet?
I have not, and I heard that one was pretty good. I will watch that.
You would like that one, guaranteed.
Well, do you read comics still, or you mostly just collect?
No, I still read, unfortunately.
Good for you. It's an illness, huh?
Again, once I start, I just have a hard time stopping. I mean, there was one point, holy cow, I must have had 27, 30 pulls at one point. It was bad. And I just stopped almost all of them. And now I'm still, Spider-Man, still Iron Man, Captain America. There's still a few pulls that I'm getting, but no, I still read. I'm still buying them. I'm right now officially, as of today, 17 books now away from having every single Amazing Spider-Man from when they came out to now.
Damn.
Iron Man, I think I'm 22 books away from having all those. So, I mean, I'm still collecting.
That's impressive. Like, my biggest run that I have is like 64 issues. So like
slow down there.
I couldn't imagine having that many. And especially with so many like Spider-Man books being worth money, it's just like, it's not easy to accumulate all of those and just hang on to them at this point, especially if you miss one. Going back is a pain in the ass.
You have no idea. The hardest part for me is I had a lot of long boxes, and I get rid of all my long boxes, so I got all short boxes. So now when I get a new Spider-Man book, well, now to squeeze them in there, I have to go through every single box, take it out of this, to put it in this, to put it in that, to put it in that. It's a headache. Yeah, I think I'm at 220 short boxes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's bad. No, it's bad. It's bad.
I knew it was a lot, but 220.
Yeah, I'm about 220. I think I got 3 or 4 short boxes of books to sell. I've got some good books in there too, so I have to throw them your guys' way one day. Let me know.
That'd be
Absolutely. Cool. I guess my last big question for you would be, with you starting with toys, comics, how did you get into the gumball machines? And would you eventually like sell all 3 collectively, or do you just kind of want to focus on the gumball machines moving forward?
Right now, just the gumball machines. I mean, again, I used to buy and sell comics and toys all the time. I kind of slowed down on that. I got burnt out of it. I got burnt out of the circuit. You get the same people, the same shows, the same ass. Our losers coming up again. I'm tired of seeing these jackasses. But it's seriously, it's the same people, the same vendors. I really got burnt out on it, and I want to just consolidate in just my own personal collections. As far as the gumball machines go, I had a machine sitting there because I buy stupid shit like that. I'm going to restore it and fix it, and I wind up doing it, or sometimes I don't, and I throw it out in the garbage. Like, this man, why are you buying this shit? So I had a machine sitting there, and again, I'm into horror movies a lot too. So I mounted it on top of an axe, mounted that on top of a pole, and then before I know it, I have this shiny machine, and it turned out really cool. And it kind of went from there. Then I started making them and started selling them and just having a really good time at it. And that's kind of how that started. It just kind of snowballed.
Your first one was The Shining?
The Shining, yeah.
Very cool.
Yep, it's a machine mounted on an axe. Put some blood on it, and then got a guy that does some decals for me at that time, and he made the pattern of the carpet from the movie The Shining. I put that at the base of it, and it came together well. And it really just went from there. And I said, well, I wonder if I do this. And then I said, screw it, let's try this show. Then we did the show, and people are buying them, and they're giving me money. And I'm like, oh my God, this is fantastic. And, I actually enjoy doing it. So that's kind of how it went. And now I'm doing right now I'm booked for 4 shows already for next year. I got a show on December 10th. It'd be my last show for this year. And I'm having a good time at it. I'm really enjoying it.
That's rewarding when you can find something that you're passionate about, and then you see that same light bulb go off in other people. It's something you can share with the world. It's unique to you. It's not something you can pick up at a comic book store, so to speak. So I think that's really cool. I did say that was my last big question, but now that you brought up horror, what's your favorite horror movie?
My favorite horror movie is probably going to be Dawn of the Dead. George A. Romero's second in his trilogy is Dawn of the Dead. I mean, it's just a fantastic movie.
Damn. And this is from a seasoned vet. You have a whole wall of horror movies and cool films. So
yes, we do.
He's seen them all, basically.
I've seen them all. I've seen some ones people probably shouldn't see. There's some bad ones in there, let me tell you. Anytime you want to talk about horror movies, let me know. We'll talk all day long about those.
We'll bring you back on.
I hope so.
Yeah, we'll have to pick like a classic story or something that you want to do. We could go into it and do a classic review. I don't know what, like, if you had to pick like a classic story or something. I mean, we've already done like Craven's Last Hunt.
That was you killed me. I wish I could have been for that. That's one
I'm
of my
sorry.
favorite stories. I love that one.
Do you have like a second or, any other, like, what other stories kind of stick with you that you think that we should read and kind of talk about?
I would say Ultron, but I know all three parties here and into.
Yeah, we should do Ultron. That's a good.
I think.
Hey, I'm open to
cool.
my mind being changed.
It doesn't. You can still stick with your guns.
Yeah.
Don't waver. Don't bend on our behalf.
Don't fold under pressure, bro.
Exactly. If you don't like me, don't like them.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay to be wrong.
No, well, that'd be cool. I'm down to do a story.
Yeah,
also,
I think we should.
I don't know too many cool Iron Man stories or G.I. Joe, so if that's your forte, I'm also down for something like that too.
All right, no, sounds good. I'll throw something your way and you guys mull around.
Oh,
See
yeah.
what you think?
Yeah, we're definitely down. But with that said, I think we've covered most of what we could talk about. I mean, you guys got any other topics floating around, or we good to wrap this one?
Put a bow on it.
Cool. So make sure that if you want to find out where Ted's at, go to @Ted's Custom Gumball Machines on Instagram. You could also search him up on Facebook. You could see some of his past work. You can hit him up if you're looking to, put an order in.
Holiday season's coming around, folks.
Yeah.
Order them now.
Yeah, it'd be definitely cool to set them up wherever you can. And yeah, I mean, are you coming to any shows in the near future you want to give dates for so people can come find you?
Yeah, actually, December 10th, it's going to be at the Washtenaw County Fairground. It's called the Halfway to Halloween. Why it's called that, I don't know, but that'll be my last show of the year. And it's our free admission. Come on down. Buy a gumball machine or just come and talk comics. I'm down.
Cool. Yeah. Anybody out in Michigan area, you can find out where that is exactly.
Yeah, just look up Halfway to Halloween. Yep.
Yep. And go say hello if you see them. Tell them CBJ sent you. And with that, you know where to find us at CBJ Pod on Instagram. Hit us up there. 5-star review, rate, subscribe, do all that stuff that everybody tells you to do. It'd help us out. It'd help any podcast out, the algorithm and however that shit works. But with that, I think we're good to go, guys.
All right. Good time. Appreciate you.
We appreciate having you on.
Later, guys.
Later.